I'm like 99% certain that was Christopher Lloyd in this week's episode. Um, I definitely feel like that was Christopher Lloyd. The audio description doesn't give me that in the credits, but I feel like that was Christopher Lloyd with his little cameo there. Um, Welcome back. This is my Mandalorian, season 3, episode 6, chat. Remember, spoilers ahead. I'm not going to hold back. I'm a blind film critic, so I watched this with audio description on Disney Plus. Just in case you didn't know that or know what audio description is, it's what helps me understand that when Bo-Katan's saber at the end of the episode, the dark saber lights up, that it also has like a little bit of a white ring around it, which I thought sounded really cool. I was trying to picture what the dark saber, you know, like black light, but then it also has this like little bit of like white around the edge, apparently. So it sounds really cool. Anyway, one of many things this episode that sounded really cool. I also really liked the description of some of the droid attacks when we started talking about what had gone down on this planet, and the various things that had happened. I love the one that drew out all the knives. I thought that was kind of cool. Everybody's just eating casually at a restaurant, and then suddenly there's a battle droid with a ton of knives. This was a fun episode. I think we are continuing to get weird amounts of backstory that I'm not 100% sure will pay off in the final 2 episodes, because every Mandalorian season previously has run 8 episodes, so we are 2 episodes away from the end of the season. And we just got, at the top of this, we got a flashback to when the Mandalorian crew that Bo faces off against at the end went and repoed a young man from another ship who left to be with the one that he loves. But unfortunately, his mother was like, "No, you're not doing that. Get back here." And made the Mandalorian go get him. Good use of their time, and their skills. Going after teenage boys who run away. So that's it's fun. It's funny to think about that on like a sci-fi level. That like nowadays, when teenage boys like fall in love and run away, they like drive, or they just go to somebody else's house, But like in Star Wars, they get on a ship and fly to another planet. That's what they do. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna pay off. I don't know. Was that just to like remind us that this guy's out there, that this former Bo-Katan disciple is floating out there? I don't know. Is that boy important? We're gonna find out more about him in the future. Who knows? I certainly do not. My guess is no. I don't know how important this planet is in general, because they talk about, one of the offers to Bo, and I'm not using his real name, so he's just Mando. I'm tired of learning a name for something, and then they're like, "Oh, by the way, his real name is this." The real name is not nearly as cool. I'm sorry. Mando is it rhymes with Rambo. We're already like predetermined to believe he's badass. It just sounds really cool. So, yeah, he's offering to acknowledge them and send it off to the New Republic and be like, "Hey, we should recognize Mandalore as a country, as a planet, as a people. We should bring them in." And extending that offer of gratitude should they complete this task. And then it kind of turns into like Law and Order, like Star Wars unit. Yeah, Law and Order Mandalorian units. Um, yeah, it's very interesting because they feel like they're investigating a crime, and on like a procedural. Dun, 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 dun. So you said that the droids attacked you in the middle of the. Yeah, it's it felt very procedural crime drama all of a sudden for me, but I was totally here for it too, which is weird. I liked the tonal shift. I liked how they investigated. They went to one person. They were like, "So tell me your story. How does this work?" And then they went to somebody else, and they're like, "Okay, so what's going on here?" And they went to somebody else, and they analyzed it. And they're like, "Okay, so what do we got here?" And they put all the pieces together, and they're like, "Okay, so here's the problem." And they chased a perp through the streets. It was basically like a mini episode of Law and Order right in the middle of the Mandalorian. Cool. Just all right. Maybe that could be like a new spinoff. Maybe they can do like a Star Wars version of Law and Order, Star Wars Crimes or something. I don't know, but I don't know if I would like it long term, but it was definitely fun to see them have to do that for one episode. So Grogu was kind of took a back seat here. I mean, he's around to be adorable sometimes, but then he doesn't really he doesn't do much. It's amazing how few people want him or like are trying to kidnap him anymore. Like the whole first season was about him being this thing that everybody wanted, and now he just kind of is out there. He's on his own. He like flips out of his thing, and Mando's just like, that's what he does now. He just flips, I guess. Okay. I'm not worried about anybody here wanting to try to kidnap or kill him. I'll accept that. Yep, and that's he flips onto the character, the princess, who I wish was a better actress. I don't know who she was, but I wish you blessings of acting. I bring you good tidings of acting lessons, please. Thank you. Some of the droids had more emotional range. Anyway, it's fun. I liked the episode. I liked how there was some sort of like a morgue type thing where they had that body stored and they pulled it out and they were investigating it just like it was on any sort of detective show. Ooh, there's the body. So we see here what the problem is. It was a cool episode. And then finally Bo is ready to face off so that she can win her people back. And I think she did. I think she did at the end. I think that's, she's trying to bring people back because she walks both ways. And that one guy certainly did not like Mando. He's like, he's not even real Mandalorian. It's like, what does that even mean to you? I mean, like, literally, I was just on a planet where they kept saying, like, all of these, like, they got these raptor birds and all, and there's something that they're like, ooh, the foundlings. It's like, what are you going to do, train them to be Mandalorian? Like, what does this mean to you? Like, anything you find that's of age to be trained to be Mandalorian can be a Mandalorian now. Yeah. I mean, if he knew about the raptor birds, I feel like he'd be like, well, I'm out. I can't do this anymore if we're letting those things in. I mean, Groku's being trained to be a Mandalorian. So it's definitely not whatever Mandalorian blood is, or whatever that dude thinks it is. So, yeah, or true Mandalore, or whatever nonsense. So, yeah, it was a fun episode. Like I said, the audio description here was great. I got to have a lot of things described to me. There was the floating alien with the tubes coming out at the top of the thing. I kind of thought that sounded cool, and I kind of wanted a little bit more of that. Like, I wanted to be like, hold up, he's what? Like, that's where my brain was at. I felt like somebody just told me, like, in passing. They were like, oh, by the way, over there's this. And I was, wait, can we go back to that? Because that was really interesting. And I feel like we just breezed past that. You know, we just briefly, briefly, you told me, like, just a tad bit of information about this. But I really want to know about the alien suspended from the air with tubes coming out. For some reason, that sounded way cooler than the blip that we got. It probably wasn't really important, but yeah, it certainly felt like something that I wanted to know more about. But in general, another great episode. Actually, I think this is my favorite episode of this season so far. I liked the action that started to ramp up when the pirates attacked the last episode, but this, like, cohesively from start to finish is a great episode. Like, it makes sense. I don't know that it really matters if that opening ends up paying off, because it just introduced us to the Mandalorian that were on that planet. So they had some sort of point, I guess. I don't know, the very beginning scene. Otherwise, I love the whole shift in tone into this, like, crime procedural. Thought it was great. So I'm gonna give The Mandalorian season 3 episode 6 an A, and not even begrudgingly. I mean, like, this is not. I'm happy with it. I liked it. Even Katie Sackhoff, I think her acting when she has to go around interrogating people, I think, like, it caters more towards her style. She and her emotional range and everything like that within the character of Bo-Katan, so it worked out really well for her. This episode felt more like it was in her zone too, so she felt stronger as a character and as an actress. It was a good episode. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please click subscribe. I need that social media army so that I can continue to talk about audio description and make sure that we get everything described as much as humanly possible. Everything, anywhere, all the time. I think that was a movie that won Best Picture. Something like that, anyway. Anyway, I also have a website, MacTheMovieGuy.com. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at MacTheMovieGuy. You can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org. It'll let you know what has audio description, where you can watch it. And you can go to the ADNA.org. That's the ADNA.org. And you can look up your favorite TV shows and movies over there and see who's working on the narration for them. Anyway, that's it. I will review next week's episode. But until then, remember, this is the way.